In my last video, guys, I kind of just told you guys do SaaS without kind of going into why you should do SaaS. And I think it's very important to kind of go into like literally give the other business models a chance and just compare it like dropshipping, agency, like which is the laziest way to make money online in 2025. And don't be put off. Lazy in this context means something completely different. But this is a definite guide for aspiring entrepreneurs seeking the highest ROI business model in today's digital landscape. In this presentation, we'll explore the smartest paths to online income. This is not get-rich-quick schemes, but legitimate strategies to maximize returns with lazy effort or minimizing effort. We'll evaluate the most promising online business models through 5 key criteria: upfront capital, scalability potential, fulfillment complexity, and risk factor and overall difficulty. Scalability potential means how fast can you scale and how easy it is. So by the end, you'll know exactly which business models offer the best combination of high returns and minimal effort in 2025. It's not 2017 anymore. This will kind of run you guys up to speed as far as like what's worth it. And honestly, bro, the younger you are to figure out the best business model to do, because the likeliness of you guys hitting the right business model first is very unlikely. And the successful entrepreneurs you see on YouTube, they hit the correct business model early. There wasn't any transitioning phase. So let's go into the next slide. And I did work hard on these, and I do have these little anime photos. Anyways, so there's no such thing as get rich quick. There's get rich slow, with the traditional path requiring decades of grinding work with limited upside potential. There's get rich medium, where business models that offer reasonable returns but still demand significant time investment. And there's get rich quicker. So there's no get rich quick, it's just get rich quicker. Okay? And just hang with me when I say get rich, okay? It sounds like sounds a little weird, especially in the business space, but the get rich quicker model is smart business models with high ROI and leverage that accelerate your wealth building journey. So how fast can it scale? How easy it is to get in? Is it cheap to get in? So the reality is that true overnight success, it doesn't exist. However, some paths are definitely more efficient than others, and the smartest entrepreneurs don't work harder. They work smarter by selecting businesses with the best ROI ratio. ROI, return on investment for the beginners. And I don't want anybody in your family or friends to say, I don't want anybody to shame you for being lazy, okay? Because lazy equals strategic. The most successful entrepreneurs actively seek the path of least resistance, freeing up time and mental bandwidth. In my past videos, you guys have seen me talk about mental bandwidth when you first wake up, decluttering your wardrobe, decluttering your digital environment and whatnot. I'm not going to get into that, but lazy means strategic, guys. Lazy also means efficient. So finding the highest leverage activities, eliminating unnecessary work, is a hallmark of business intelligence, not laziness. And lazy equals ROI focus, okay? Smart entrepreneurs treat businesses like investing, seeking the maximum return for minimum input of time and resources. So the whole hustle culture, guys, that shames people for seeking efficient paths to wealth. And, I go downtown onto the strip and I see like these music artists handing out flyers. I'm like, bro, I get the hustle culture, but that's not the most efficient way. So true business acumen comes into identifying opportunities that deliver outsized returns relative to the effort invested. So hard work alone does not make you rich, guys. So there's a fallacy. It's the work fallacy. If hard work was the only factor in wealth creation, nurses, teachers, construction workers outside of, out here through the windows would be millionaires by now. So clearly effort alone is not the answer. The vehicle matters most, guys. So as Warren Buffett said, it's not about how hard you row, it's about what boat you're in. And this quote has been kind of on social media. I remember hearing Alex Hormozy say that the business model you choose is more important than the hours worked. So work smarter, not harder. The richest people on earth understand that strategic leverage, not endless grinding, is the true path to wealth creation in the modern economy. This is not the 50s anymore. We are in the modern economy where a lot of young, successful entrepreneurs find success on the internet. So that's the modern economy. You have to be attached to the internet. Some business models, require 10x more work than others to achieve the same result. When I was running my agency, I was putting in more hours versus when I'm running my SaaS right now. And your goal should be finding the model that maximizes output while minimizing input. The true definition of efficiency in business. I was running my agency. It was a video agency, right? So I would help people. I would outsource videographers and editors to do videos for people in my local town. Bro, I did that for 4 years. So I'm 25 right now. If I could have done an internet business and succeeded in it, right, and spent my time doing that, I'd probably be 21 in this apartment right now, and I would just get to my goals quicker, guys, and that's what I kind of want to help you guys do right now. So in the past videos, you guys have seen the famous triangle. I love doing the triangle on slideshows. So finding the laziest, parentheses, smartest business model. Okay, so the top, well, we'll start from the bottom. So reduce time investment. Create systems that work for you rather than you working for them. So this would be, perhaps running ads. This would be doing organic marketing on social media. This would be making an SOP for your VA. And then if your VA doesn't work out, you have an SOP to give to the next VA. SOP means standard operating procedures. Minimize risk. It's the middle of the triangle. Protect yourself from catastrophic failure through business model selection. So guys, if you are running like a real life business and like agency, right, and you're trying to scale it, you have employees, it's like, bro, the next month, depending on your cash flow, could be catastrophic, right? Because you have to pay out your VAs, pay out your employees, versus if you had SaaS and all your money was going through, and I'm not trying to sell you guys SaaS completely, but this is just from my experience. I've found a lot of success in SaaS. And SaaS is software as a service for you guys who don't know. Bro, it's like literally you're making money from pixels on a screen. Okay, and so the top, maximize ROI, return on investment, generate the highest possible returns relative to time and money invested. So I'm going to go over the 5 different business models in the next slide based on real world experience, not speculation. We'll analyze each through 5 critical categories. Like I said, upfront capital, scalability potential, fulfillment complexity, risk level, and overall difficulty. I'm gonna need a water, guys. So guys, there's 5 key categories for business model evaluation. You have upfront capital, the minimum dollar amount needed to start the business and get it off the ground. So think of your business, right? Have you even started a business? But think of your business that you want to start. A lot of people want to get into real estate. What's the upfront capital for real estate? Bro, like 20, 30,000 if you're trying to get like a bare minimum property. I mean, we could go for days as far as naming business models that are very expensive to start. Difficulty, the learning curve and complexity involved in mastering the business model. Now, unfortunately, software guys, in 2023, it was hard to start a software company. Now with AI, no-code tools, it's very easy. And we'll get into that in a little bit. And scalability. Like I said, guys, social media software, it's the highest forms of leverage. Your ability to make more money without proportionally increasing your workload. Fulfillment, how challenging is it to deliver whatever product or service you're selling? I've been making a lot of examples out of agency. Let's try dropshipping, right? You got to source the product, ship the product, pay advertising to get the product. And then your customer could refund the product and you got to send the product back to your supplier, right? So fulfillment is something that you guys have to identify and see if it's challenging. So, and then of course, risk, the potential for financial loss. It's usually tied to time investment and capital requirements. So if you guys have jobs right now, you guys don't really, if you guys have jobs right now, your highest form of leverage is like mental bandwidth. You guys are at a disadvantage if you have a job right now and you have a 9 to 5. Right. So you want to spend the least amount of time in mental bandwidth on the business model. And honestly, some business models, like I said, require more mental bandwidth than others. But the payout is kind of the same. So pick the one with the least mental bandwidth. So the ideal business model will have low upfront capital costs, high scalability, easy fulfillment, minimal risk, low difficulty. Finding a model that excels in all 5 categories is the holy grail of online entrepreneurship. So why this evaluation matters. You avoid costly mistakes. You prevent wasting years of suboptimal business models. I wish I did what I'm doing now when I was like 21. Even if I was 23 doing this, I started out when I was 24. If you could just give me a year, bro, like a year head start, I would feel better, right? So accelerate your journey. Choose the path with the steepest wealth creation curve. The third one, make informed decisions. Base your business choice on data, not hype. I go on YouTube, bro. I have so many friends who were like sold on like a business model, like, you know, through a course or whatnot. I don't sell courses, but through like a course or whatnot. And it's like, I hope they're in the right direction, because direction over speed. Okay. Because let's say you're very speedy in one direction. It's going to cost you more time to restart and transition into a different business model if you chose the wrong business. So most entrepreneurs promoting business models only have experience with the one they succeeded in. So this slideshow, it's going to offer a rare, comprehensive view from someone who has built businesses across multiple models, providing a 360 perspective on what works best in today's digital economy. So we're going to get into the number one business model, which is dropshipping. But I do need some water, guys. So skip through this part. I'm going to grab a water. Skip through this part. I'm not going to edit the video. Skip through this part if you don't want to see me get water. All right. I got water. That was very short. So what's the premise of dropshipping? I used to hate sparkling water. I never got the hype, but it just makes me feel good. So the premise of dropshipping: find products people want, you list them on your Shopify website, have suppliers on Alibaba ship directly to customers while you pocket the margin between your selling price and supplier costs. Okay. The promise is, you know, the promise that the gurus are giving you is you can build a hands-off e-commerce business on Shopify where you never touch inventory and suppliers handle all the fulfillment logistics while you focus on marketing. Okay. I've done dropshipping. The reality is finding winning products requires extensive paid testing. Building lasting brands is challenging. A lot of people who build dropshipping products is, you know, they start with like some crappy, scummy product, right, from Alibaba. You see it on TikTok Shop. And then they build it into like an actual brand, whether you're making an Instagram page around the product. But you face fulfillment issues like shipping delays, customer service headaches. And despite its portrayal as an easy path to online riches, dropshipping in 2025 faces significant challenges, including increased competition, right? So saturated, changing platform algorithms. You got to like obey Facebook ads, Instagram, you know, TikTok, and new tariff regulations that affect probability, right? You guys have obviously heard about the tariffs with, you know, our new president. That affects like business models. It really does. That's the reality of it. So analyzing dropshipping, this is the report card. Upfront capital, you'll need about like 2 to 5K to probably find a winning product. Testing products through paid ads requires significant budget. Few win on the first try, meaning multiple rounds of investment before finding profitable products. Scalability, okay? Moderate. Traditional dropshipping isn't very scalable. Most operations constantly test new products as old ones fade. Building an actual brand requires much more infrastructure. Fulfillment is moderate, while suppliers handle shipping issues like delays, stock shortages, and quality control problems. Quality control problems create significant customer service requirements, and the risk is high. So there's fluctuating market trends, platform algorithm changes, and reliance on paid ads. It's considerable risk. Many beginners burn through money very quick. Obviously, the difficulty is hard. The learning curve is steep. You know, finding winning products, managing suppliers, and handling customer service, it makes everything much harder than advertised. And despite dropshipping requires significant effort and risk tolerance to be successful in today's competitive landscape. So business number 2, social media marketing agency. You guys have heard this from Iman Godzi and whatnot. You know, quick tip. It's like if a YouTuber, number one, small YouTubers like myself, like this is where I personally got majority of my sauce and like executable knowledge that actually works in the real world. Bro, these big YouTubers are selling you a dream. Okay. So social media marketing agency, perhaps in 2015 when Ty Lopez first advertised it, and then Imon Ghazi like took that and ran with it, and then all these other gurus took that and ran with it. May have worked, but so SMMA, social media marketing agency, offers marketing services to businesses in exchange for monthly fees. These services typically include paid traffic, SEO, like helping businesses rank higher on Google, website development, social media management, lead generation campaigns, and the appeal. Like, what are they selling you? You know, many entrepreneurs start with an agency model because it's low startup costs, minimal technical skills required, clear service offering, predictable monthly revenue, and potential for contractor arbitrage. It's great for, I guess, beginners, but again, guys, direction over speed. If you guys could spend maybe a couple days learning maybe a business model that's not very easy and saturated, I think it'll take you further than entering in the saturated business model that all beginner entrepreneurs enter into. And again, you're going to get to a point where you're going to want to transition to a business model, and that's the kicker. That's what separates the successful entrepreneurs with like the mid beginner entrepreneurs. It's like picking the right business model. And you guys are going to get to a point with all service-based businesses where you're like, man, I don't feel like this is the right business model to scale. And so that's what kind of sucks about agency. It's like, it's hard to scale because as you scale, you're going to have to hire more VAs. And then when you hire more VAs, it's going to increase like your risk every single month because you're going to have to pay them out. But as a beginner, you guys want to avoid that. So here's a report card. It's a low upfront investment with SMMA. Okay. But again, like I said, it's you guys want to pick the right one to where it's like not so easy and saturated. I would sell this. Like I would be like, bro, do this if it wasn't so saturated, guys. So business model number 3. So SaaS. The SaaS model represents the ultimate combination of leverage and stability in the digital economy. It requires thoughtful execution, right? So you have to be like baseline. You kind of got to be like a bit aware. And assuming that you're watching this video and your YouTube algorithm is recommending you business material, you probably are baseline aware and like decently smart. And the great thing in 2025 is the emergence of new tools and niche opportunities has democratized access to this powerful business model. Bro, how did software start? It's like, first, you know, in the 60s and 50s, when G code first came out, right? The code to like control robotic arms. If you want to sell software, you would have to go in person to the factory you're trying to install software in, and then install it. They would pay you, and then you're good. And then in the early 90s and the late 90s and the early 2000s, then you saw people like selling CDs, like buy the CD and then put it on your computer and then have the software and pay a monthly subscription. Now it's like you don't even have to sell a CD to sell software. Now it's like the hardest part about making software is like, how do you even make the software and how do you sell it? Because fulfillment or the making of software is very easy because we have AI, no code tools, and the fulfillment is no longer like going into the factory and installing your software. The fulfillment is no longer selling a CD so then they can install a software. Fulfillment is literally like 2 clicks. Like people download software apps on your iPhone from like TikTok. Okay, and like 18, 20-year-olds are doing it, and they're signing up for like $10 per month subscriptions. TikToks are going viral, and that's just the many opportunities in software, guys. So software has created more billionaires than perhaps any other online business model. With recurring revenue, that's the kicker, monthly recurring revenue, high profit margins, and virtually unlimited scalability, SaaS offers the most attractive long-term wealth creation potential. And the entry point. While traditional SaaS required large development teams, right? Like SaaS probably 10, 20 years ago. Today's no-code tools like Bubble, Cursor AI, and specialized MicroSAS opportunities allow ambitious entrepreneurs to enter the market with fewer resources. Guys, you could check my YouTube video a year ago. It literally says, I made 4K MRR, $4,000 a month, recurring revenue through Bubble.io, which is a no-code platform. And then eventually you could scroll up to the videos where I got that to 10K. And then eventually you see that I was trying to sell it on acquire.com. and in the talks with private equity. So sustainable growth. Once product market fit is achieved, SaaS businesses benefit from predictable revenue, increasing customer lifetime value, and significantly lower ongoing customer acquisition costs compared to service-based businesses. In my opinion, it's the best business. So, and then business model number 4, because I'm going to give all business models like a fair chance. Affiliate marketing, right? So you're promoting other products. You guys have it's not as popular on social media and YouTube, but pretty much you promote other people's products. Affiliate marketers earn commission by promoting products from other companies through special like links. So you'll see, buy my camera lens, and it's like an Amazon link with /Caleb. And then I'll get like 10% of that. It's basically like SaaS. It's like a baby SaaS. And I wouldn't recommend this because, again, guys, direction over speed. So we don't really have to go through that. So business model number 5. Okay, so the SAS Revolution. I kind of had that slide twice. So anyways, SAS Revolution, why it's taking over. You have predictable revenue. Guys, when I check my Stripe and I see like 10K MRR going into the next month, I'm like, bro, I'm good. Like I hired a VA for like $500 a month. Profit margins are like 80-90%. So this subscription model creates highly predictable monthly recurring revenue, allowing for more accurate financial forecasting and business planning than one-time purchase models. What are one-time? Think of a one-time purchase model as I drink this water. Dropshipping, service-based businesses, real estate. Although real estate is high ticket, SaaS can be high ticket as well, guys. So infinite scalability. Once the core software is built, right, serving additional customers has minimal marginal costs. Like once it's done, you sell it forever, creating the potential for exponential growth and profitability. Global reach. So cloud-based delivery allows SaaS companies to serve customers worldwide without geographical limitations or complex distribution networks. So it's via internet, so I don't really have to like get complex with that. And then investor preference, guys. Like when you guys get into like the big boy world, you guys are the SaaS business model. SaaS attracts significantly higher valuations from investors due to its predictable revenue and exponential growth potential. And guys, the SaaS model has created more tech billionaires than perhaps any other business approach. Young billionaires too. Think of Mark Zuckerberg, right? Not everybody's Mark Zuckerberg, but you guys get my point. The combination of monthly recurring revenue and software's inherent scalability creates enormous leverage and wealth building potential for successful founders. So let's dig deeper a little bit into SaaS. So if you guys are starting out, likely you probably want to start a MicroSAS. Okay, so I started a SaaS. It was a MicroSAS. I advertised it on Reddit. It was called receivinghairline.ai. Pretty much you take a picture and it shows you like what Norwood you are on the scale. So it's like 1 through 10. Think, is it 1 through 10? I forgot. But anyways, I saw a target market for this and I advertised it on Reddit. And bro, I got this to like easily, I could have got this easily to like 10K MRR. But I did get it to like close to 1K MRR. And then I realized, I kind of want to dream a bit bigger. But if you guys are trying to like get a certain lifestyle, maybe quit your job, maybe cover rent, it's like MicroSAS is the opportunity for you guys. So MicroSAS refers to smaller, highly focused software products that involve specific problems for niche markets. Right now, I'm not doing a MicroSAS. I'm building a broad CRM. It's a challenge, but when you guys get your first couple of MicroSASs under your belt, then you guys could venture out into like what private investors are like wanting to buy, which is like big CRMs, stuff that like keeps people sticky. Like they're looking for like unicorn status apps, website software, right? So unlike venture-backed SaaS targeting large markets, MicroSAS businesses typically target underserved niches. They're bootstrapped, self-funded. By self-funded, I mean like, bro, $100 in your bank account to buy the domain, buy the hosting, and they're run by small teams. Okay, it says 1 to 5 people right here, but it took me like, it was just me when I started my couple set. And then I also had it was a stock market analysis tool, right? So you screenshot your stock chart and it gives you like the technical analysis, right? It doesn't predict, it just processes. Like, what definition is this graph, right? So I have the domain stock.ai, believe it or not, because I was very early into this, which is a crazy domain. So anyways, modern advantages. Recent developments have made MicroSAS more accessible to solo founders and small teams. So again, I said no code, low code development tools, API economy enabling integrations, right? So it's like basically API, I kind of went over it in my last video, but APIs is just these little technologies that you attach to your technology, right? So instead of coding like a payment processor, you just get the code from Stripe, put it in your website, and then now you have a payment processor, right? Way easier in 2025. And global talent, guys, it's like, if you guys want to arbitrage, right? 9 times out of 10, you guys live in the US, okay? And the US has like the highest, every other country is backed by the US dollar. So if you truly wanted to arbitrage, you would hire people in different countries to develop your software. And they're cheaper because their currency is most likely backed from the US dollar. And the US dollar is the most powerful currency, arguably, in the world. So there's a blessing to like being in the US, Canada, UK. And so yeah, there's a broad talent pool like on Fiverr.com for like creating anything software related. And plus, bro, Cursor AI, like I wish you guys could see like Cursor AI down here. I'm just streaming my my Loom on this webpage, but bro, like I've hired people to build an app, and then I've also built an app since Cursor AI came out. It's very easy to build SaaS now, guys. And I do have conviction because it's crazy like the times we live in. So now it's more of an accessible entry point into the software business, allowing entrepreneur founders to capture the benefit of the SaaS model without the massive capital requirements of traditional startups. Okay. When you think of tradition, like everybody's seen The Social Network and they think, okay, that's software. You need like investors, and then you're in like this boardroom, and then you need to be in Silicon Valley in California. That's not it anymore, guys. So the typical MicroSAS stories. Okay. The MicroSAS landscape is filled with successful solo founders and small teams generating significant revenue from targeted solutions. Bare metrics, right? It's like pretty much another Stripe, right? Stripe processes your transactions and allows people to like send money. Meet Edgar, it's a social media scheduling tool, right? ConvertKit, it sends emails for you, something bare bones, but they built more as they like made more money on top of their website, like adding more features. So these businesses prove that small, focused software products can create substantial wealth without massive teams or venture funding. These were all like solo people, guys. And arguably, these aren't even MicroSAS. Like it says bare metric. Like these are big SaaS. These are big SaaSes, guys. Like MicroSAS would be like building an AI calorie app, but like for red meat. Like that's a MicroSAS. But it's like, you guys have seen like the eggs and steak on wood boards on social media? Like that would sell. If you guys are like on social media for at least like an hour or two a day, you will find a MicroSAS opportunity. I promise you. So there's key factors for MicroSAS. It's like solve painful problems, identify a specific painful problem in a niche market that exists that people don't adequately address. The more painful the problem, the easier it is to sell the solution. So again, I was selling an AI hairline tool, right? It's a painful problem, guys. It's like people are a bit insecure. It's like the best things to sell is like, women, money, and health, like how you look. It kind of targets insecurities. And honestly, that was my first issue with my first SaaS. It's like it wasn't a core problem. It helped music artists write lyrics. It wasn't a core problem, but again, I still got it to like 10K MRR. So guys, you guys want to start small and focus. You want to build a minimum viable product, right? A lot of people refer to this as MVP that solves the core problem extremely well, rather than attempting to create crazy solutions with numerous features. The worst thing you can do as a SaaS founder in the very beginning is like, you think adding more features to your website is what's going to make you more money. That's the fallacy like every SaaS founder like starts and gets into, and then they realize, oh, this isn't it. Shouldn't do that. So number 3, charge from day one. Whether this is free trials for like, whether this is a free trial where it's a free trial for 3 days and then you charge them $19 or $50. Implement a paid model immediately. Don't sell your SaaS like for free. Okay. You probably read that on Twitter. You got to start for free. No, especially if you have the right mentorship. No, don't sell your SaaS for free. Avoid the trap of building features nobody wants to pay for. So I'll get into that in a little bit. And of course, leverage no-code tools, guys, like Bubble.io, Cursor AI. Okay. You guys got to reduce the time to market and development costs. Bro, I said this to one of my students. It's like, if someone's more successful than you, it's not because they're more smart. It's because the gap between thought and execution is smaller. And then, I asked him, I'm like, bro, you got kind of a big decision to make on your SaaS. This should not take you a week. It should take like max like 2 or 3 days. And I have some other students where it takes them like 6 months, right? Between thought and execution to like execute and build their product. It's like, bro, we're not living in like the 50s anymore. This should be done in like a week or 2. But so anyways, yeah, there's like, I have a lot of students where they have different problems, but assuming that, you're on this side of YouTube, you're probably like baseline intelligent and can probably like execute this and whatnot. So the most successful MicroSAS founders focus relentlessly on solving a specific problem for a defined audience. Okay. Basically, like, look for a subreddit community and solve a problem for them. That's just like something off the top I thought of. And it works. Rather than building like these crazy platforms, this approach reduces complexity, speeds up development, and makes marketing and positioning much more straightforward. So, guys, the opportunity in 2025 is building MicroSAS. Okay. If you want to learn more, I do have a free training in the description. And yeah, guys, so let me know if you guys have any questions and if you guys want me to like dive a little bit deeper. Right now, my students are finding success in SaaS. And I feel like if you guys have the work ethic, I can give you guys kind of like the direction and I can help you guys out to find success. Guys, again, direction over speed. So if you guys have any more questions, you can DM me on Instagram or watch the free training. But that's it for today, guys. Bit of a longer video. Did get a haircut. So let me know what you guys think. Anyways, that's it, guys. Have a good one.